Sir, very happy evening to all. Sir, this video is particularly to CA final students, those who are going to write your November examination. I hope that your studies are going very well. If you are studying very well, in between take a break of 15 minutes. I will just revise refund chapter, which is not the full refund, but one particular question from the RTP. Sir, in that refund, what are the circumstances or the ways in which we can export the goods? As per GST Act, two ways are possible. Number one, export rules. Either ways of export by following rule number 96, that is export by payment of IGST. Are you going to export? Pay IGST from your pocket and do the export. This is what rule number 96. So rule number 96A, don't have cash outflow. Sir, execute the bond or LUT, generally LUT, but if you are a fraud person, in the sense means, if there is any prosecution amount more than 250 lakhs, then you are supposed to execute a bond. So these are the two rules are available, rule number 96 and rule number 96A. We all that 96, very famous, correct? Vijay Sethupathi and Trisha. At the end of its conclusion, Trisha is going from India to outside India. So any goods which has gone from India, if you taken to outside India, it will become export. What are the ways of export? That's why rule number 96 is talking about the export. Fine. Export with IGST. Sir, pay the IGST, then do the export. Then whatever IGST paid, you get it as refund. Fine. And rule number 96A, sir, this is a non-cash method. Don't pay the amount, execute bond or LUT, and you can complete your export. Once you execute bond or LUT, there will not be any output tax. Then the refund will be the unutilized ITC. Whereas in export with IGST, the refund will be the IGST whatever you have paid. But there is a specific rule called as rule number 96B. What rule number 96B is saying? That be careful. That's why rule number 96B, B stands for be careful. Be careful. That is recovery of refund. So either by following rule number 96 or 96A, we are entitled to get the refund. So we may travel through rule number 96 or 96A. But what 96B is saying, that be very careful. I am not going to explain the entire rules of 96 and 96A, then it will be a normal class. My intention is to explain one question in RTP which is related to rule number 96B. B stands for be careful. Recovery of refund of unutilized ITC credit or integrated tax paid on export of goods where export proceeds is not realized. I completed the export, I got the refund also, fine. But I have not repatriated the money to India, then what is the consequences? Rule number 96B is classified into two categories. Rule number 96B subsection 1 and rule number 96B subsection 2. What rule number 96B subsection 1? Recovery of refund. Whatever amount of refund you got will be taken back by the department if sale proceeds is not realized within the time limit of FEMA. So FEMA is having certain time limit. Once you complete your export, you have to repatriate the money within the time limit specified by FEMA. If within that time limit, if you have not repatriated the money, whatever refund you have enjoyed, have to return back to the government of India. Where any refund of unutilized ITC on account of export of goods or of integrated tax paid of export of goods has been paid to an applicant, that means government has given the refund. But the sale proceeds in respect of such export goods have not been realized in full or in part in India within the period allowed under the FEMA, including any extension of such period. But the amount has not been repatriated to India within the stipulated time period. Then the person to whom refund has been made shall deposit the amount so refunded to the extent of non-realization of sale proceeds along with interest within 30 days of the expiry of the said period. That means from FEMA time limit, within 30 days, whatever refund has been given to you has to be returned back to the government. As the case may be the extended period, my dear lovable students. Sir, if you don't repay that, As per 96B, be careful, then the department will start the recovery proceedings. Failing which, amount refunded shall be recovered in accordance with the provisions of 73 or 74 of the Act, as the case may be, because 73 is applicable to non-fraud case and 74 is applicable to fraud case, as is applicable for recovery of erroneous refund along with interest under section 50. So what is the full summary? Sir, first you complete the export. Once you complete the export, you would have either traveled through rule number 96 or rule number 96A, as the case may be, and you would have got either the IGST paid or the accumulated ITC as refund. Fine. But FEMA is having an additional condition saying that, post-export condition saying that you are supposed to repatriate the export proceedings within the stipulated time. Otherwise, whatever refund we have given to you will be taken back. Be careful, rule number 96B. But non-recovery of refund in certain cases. However, where sale proceeds or any part thereof in respect of such export goods are not realized by the applicant within the period allowed under FEMA, but the RBI writes of the requirement of realization of sale proceeds on merits, refund paid to the applicant shall not be recovered. Sir, for example, I am not able to recover the money from outside India because there is a war between India and China. It is practically impossible to recover the amount from my debtor. So FEMA is saying that you have to repatriate that money within some stipulated time, but I got the amount as refund. But RBI is saying that no, practically it is not possible. RBI has written off. Then 96B consequences will not be applicable. But in future, 96B subsection 2 on realization of sale proceeds. Now I have given back to government, but in future I am really getting back recovered amount to be repaid to the exporter, where the sale proceeds are realized by the applicant in full or part after the amount of refund has been recovered from him. The applicant produces evidence about such realization within a period of 3 months from the date of realization of sale proceeds. From the date of realization of sale proceeds, date of realization of sale proceeds. Within 3 months, my dear lovable students, I am going and proving to the department that I have repatriated the money from outside India to India. Then the amount so recovered shall be refunded by the proper officer to the applicant to the extent of realization of sale proceeds, provided sale proceeds has been realized within such extended period as permitted by RBI. This is what the provisions of 96B is all about. Based on this 96B, sir will be reading one question which is there in the November 24 revision test paper. Sir, Agora Limited, this is the question, man. He exported certain goods to his customer located in Germany, against which of refund of IGST amounting to 50 lakhs was claimed. That means already they got the refund. There is no doubt about it. But be careful. And received by Agora Limited. Sale proceeds covering 50% of the value of exports were immediately received by Agora Limited. That means out of 50 lakhs, 25 lakhs we repatriated immediately, but the balance 25 lakhs is still pending. However, due to financial constraint, customer failed to pay the balance amount of sale proceeds within the permissible time limit under the regulatory provisions prevailing in India. What is the regulatory provisions prevailing in India, FEMA? Foreign Exchange Management Act. As per FEMA, you have to repatriate the money within the time stipulated by FEMA, but the balance 50% they fail to do so. In view of the aforesaid scenario, determine the amount of refund, if any. Sir, Agora Limited is required to be deposited back. Yes, 50% of the refund they have to deposit back because of the consequences as per 96B. Be careful. Also discuss the time limit which is permitted under law, within which the sale proceeds in respect of exporter goods should have been realized by Agora Limited. As per GST Act, no particular time limit has been prescribed. You have to repatriate that money as per the FEMA Act. Will your answer in subpart A differ if the RBI writes off the requirement of realization of sale proceeds on merits? Yes. If RBI writes off, then there is no need to repatriate. Even though you have not repatriated that money within the time stipulated by, sir, the statutory body, my dear lovable students, no need to give back that refund to the department. Third question, whether Agora Limited can claim the refund back in case sale proceeds are realized at a later date? Yes. Sir, after the stipulated time period in future, once they repatriate that money, based on how much money you have repatriated, government is ready to refund to you. It's not a refund, it's a refund. In examination, don't write refund and all. Just I'm saying, sir, government is ready to refund to you. Now you read this part, you'll be able to appreciate or understand. As per proviso to section 16, subsection 3 of the IGST Act, read with rule 96B, be careful. Of the CGST rules, in the given case, Agora Limited shall deposit the amount of refund proportionate to the sale proceeds not realized, that is 50% of the value of export. Because 50% of the value of the export they have repatriated immediately, the balance 50%. The amount of such refund is 25 lakh along with applicable interest under section 50. Wow! Not only the refund amount you have to give back to government, but along with the interest as per section 50. Further, such amount is required to be deposited by Agora Limited within 30 days of the expiry of the time period allowed under the FEMA Act, including any extension of such time period. Generally, the time to deposit back is 30 days. For that time limit is there. For what time limit is not there in the GST Act? The time for repatriation is explained in the FEMA Act. So, if you are not able to repatriate the money within the stipulated time which has been set by the FEMA, within 30 days of the expiry of the time stipulated by FEMA, you have to deposit back the proportionate refund amount along with the interest as per section 50. Comfortable, sir. As per proviso to section 96B, be careful, where sale proceeds or any part thereof in respect of such export goods are not realized by the applicant within the time period allowed under the FEMA. But the RBI writes off the requirement of realization of sale proceeds on merits. Merits, it may be various reasons. Example I told is war. Refund paid to the applicant shall not be recovered. 96B consequences will not be applicable. Thus, if the RBI writes off the requirement of realization of sale proceeds by Agora Limited, refund amount received by Agora Limited is not liable to be recovered. As per 96B subsection 2, because till now we talked about rule number 96B sub rule 1. Now this is rule number 96B sub rule 2, where the sale proceeds are realized by applicant either in full or in part after the amount of refund has recovered from him under rule 96B sub rule 1. And applicant procedure evidence about such realization within a period of 3 months, my dear lovable students, from the date of realization of sale proceeds, the amount so recovered shall be refunded by the proper officer to the applicant to the extent of realization of sale proceeds, provided the sale proceeds has been realized within such extended period as permitted by RBI. So, in future, if you are able to repatriate the money beyond the time limit situated by FEMA, sir, within 3 months of the repatriation, you have to go and knock the doors of the GST department saying that, sir, I have completed my repatriation. Then either in full or in part, they will refund to you. In case refund amount is deposited by Agora Limited along with interest as per rule number 96B sub rule 1 on account of non-realization of sale proceeds from the customer, which is realized on a later date, Agora Limited can claim the refund within 3 months from the date of realization of sale proceeds in proportion of the sale proceeds recovered. What amount they have recovered? Sir, if I have repatriated fully, then based on the proportion, I am entitled to get the refund. However, in order to claim such refund, sale proceeds should have been realized within such extended period as may be permitted by RBI. Again, there is a time limit. You miss the time limit which has been given by FEMA, leave it, okay, fine. But you have to repatriate that money within the time limit as mentioned by RBI. If that is the case, you are having a chance. So what they are trying to say, complete your export. How to complete your export? As per section 96 or 96A as the case may be. Either by payment of IGST from your pocket, get the IGST as refund. Or rule number 96A, sir, don't pay from your pocket, sir, execute bond or LUT, then get the, sir, unutilized ITC as your refund. So we are ready to, sir, provide you the refund. Once you get the refund, but be careful about one thing. That's what rule number 96B is talking about. Rule number 96B is saying that, sir, as per the FEMA, you are supposed to repatriate, sir, money to India. If you don't repatriate the money to India within the time limit specified by FEMA, then my dear lovable students, you have to face the consequences. Be careful for the consequences. The consequences is nothing but recovery of the refund. Whatever refund we gave, that will be taken back. That will be taken back. And sir, RBI is saying that we will say a time limit. Within that time limit, if you are ready to repatriate that money to India, then from the date of repatriation, you can come and cry before us within 3 months. Then whatever amounts are recovered from you, we are ready to refund to you. This is what covered in rule number 96B. Sir, now I have uploaded the entire chapter of refund, which may come to, I think, 3 to 4 hours of class, including the computation of refund, my dear lovable students. In that, I have clearly explained all the rules. Rule number 96, rule number 96A, rule number 96B. So, like this rule-based question also asking, so we are having still next 30 days. Effective 30 days are there for your examination. There are only 2 options. You know, for any CS student, whether you are in foundation, inter or final, sir, all the organs are very important. But if you are a CA student, mind is very important. Your mind should be very clear. Don't worry about results. Don't worry about completion. Don't worry about anything. You already have a plan. Just execute the plan for the coming, sir, 25-30 days. Believe in yourself. That's what a chartered accountant really needs or really wants. It's time for believe in yourself. Basically, I always say that trust the process. Revise what you studied. Revise that multiple times. Revise that you studied. I hope that this video will be helpful for you. If yes, inform your happiness as comments, my dear lovable students. Every day have a plan. Study very well. Proceed very well. Sir, in the November da, we'll meet at the appropriate time with explanation for some other topic. Till that, thank you and bye-bye from ANM.